Hey guys, Preacher 357 here, out here on the range, and today I'm going to bring to you a gun that you have seen quite often on the channel, a gun that you've been seeing ever since I started the channel back last year, but I've never actually done just a video on this gun, and that is my Smith and Wesson Model 642 that I affectionately refer to as Smitty. You've seen him quite a bit if you've watched this channel very much. And I've compared him to a lot of different things because this has been my main carry gun for many years now. Ever since I got my concealed carry permit nearly a decade ago. This was the gun I bought to be my carry gun, and it's the one I have carried by far the most. And it just has a special place in my heart for that reason, that it's been, just a constant companion. There's some other guns I've carried here and there, but, this one's the only one that stayed in the rotation the whole time. All the other guns have all changed out as I found something I liked better, but I always come back to Smitty. And that's what I've been carrying today. It's what I've been carrying for the last several months straight. Pretty much the only gun, other than my SIG P365 on occasions. And when I say occasions, I mean occasions. 6 days out of the week, it's this one here, generally. And so, thought I'd just bring it out here, do a little bit of shooting, actually have a video with it. For the sake of honesty, I actually tried to do a video with Smitty here a few months ago, and it was just bad. And I didn't publish it because I didn't like it, and he wasn't behaving that day. He just wouldn't work with me. I kept trying to shoot the targets, and he jerked to the left or the right the last second. It just, it wasn't my fault. It was the gun. He just wouldn't let me shoot well. And it was just such a bad video, I just said, it's not even worth publishing. And that's an odd thing for me. Because generally speaking, I come out here and I shoot, and it's not really all that prepared. And it's not spliced together. And what you see is what you get. If I hit, I hit. If I don't, I don't. But there's been a couple of times where it was just so bad that I just didn't feel like it was a good enough video to even put up. There was this one I did with Smitty one time, and then there was one I did with the Smith and Wesson 380 EZ. The first video I tried to do with that one was terrible. And I even struggled in the second video as well. And I have no idea why I was struggling so much with that gun. It's just the way it is sometimes. Sometimes you got it and sometimes you don't, and I just didn't have it. But I actually published the second one. It was better. But I'm going to give Smitty another chance here. Hopefully he'll behave this time, and I'll be able to actually shoot halfway decently with him. And, the Smith and Wesson Model 642 is an aluminum alloy frame, 38 special, 5 rounds in the cylinder here, and it's just one of those guns that's it's become a standard of concealed carry. When it comes to concealed carry revolvers, this is pretty much the standard. This is what everything else is kind of judged by. Now, there's going to be people who don't like these, who prefer like the Rugers or what have you, or just don't like revolvers at all, obviously. But this is one of the best concealed carry guns ever devised, in my opinion. I love the way it feels in the pocket, the roundness of it. It doesn't feel like you've got a gun in your pocket. And if people were to see it, they don't necessarily think it's a gun. It looks like a mound of keys or whatever. Whereas, if I carry my little LCP2, you can kind of see the outline of a gun in your pocket because it has those hard edges and it's flat. But, this one's a little chunky in the middle, revolvers are, which, ain't nothing wrong with that. And, it just rides a little differently. Even on the hip, I like the way revolvers feel on the hip as well. Even though they're wider, they just seem to fit into my curves really well. So, I think it's an amazing gun for concealed carry. Over the years, I have shot a ton of rounds through this thing. A ton of rounds. But, to be perfectly honest, over the last, 6-8 months since I started this channel, I really haven't been shooting this gun very much. Used to, I shot a lot of 357. Obviously, Preacher 357 is the name of the channel because I love 357s. I love the 38 Special and the 357 cartridge and guns that chamber those cartridges. And so I was always taking my 357s out to shoot, and anytime I did that, I always got Smitty out and shot him as well. And so I stayed in practice with the gun I carry because I like to do that. But, you know, since I started this channel, I just don't have quite as much time to shoot for fun. Now, it's fun to shoot videos and do reviews. That's fun too, but it's a different kind of fun. And I have been greatly lacking in keeping up with my training with Smitty here. So it may be a really bad showing today, I don't know. But these rounds I have in here are Hornady Critical Defense. These are actually my carry rounds, and they're old. So I thought I would just take him, because this is what I've been carrying all day. Just take him out of my pocket and just shoot him with my carry rounds and reload with my carry rounds that I've got with me, my reloads, and just start out with that and then see what happens. But before we do that, I want to give you a nice close-up of Smitty and his beautiful finish. So let's do that first. All right, guys, we're back out here on the range now. Wasn't that impressive? You know, the beautiful finish that Smitty has. It's just amazing how lovely he is after all those years of carry. Well, I think you can see he's beat up pretty good, right? That's the downside of the 642, even more than the 442, which is, you know, the black version of the 642. Same gun, same alloy frame. It's just got a black coating on it, whereas this has the silver coating on it and the stainless steel cylinder on it, whereas the 442, you know, has the blue. So, you know, there's the difference between the two, but the same gun otherwise. But the 642 especially seems to be bad about that coating chipping off and it looking bad after several years of carry. And I used Hops number 9 for years on it as well, and I come to find out later on that might not be the best for that clear coat finish that they use on the 642 as well, and maybe that had something to do with it before I switched to Ballistol a few years ago. But anyway, let's do a little bit of shooting. I got him here in my pocket. We'll just pull it out. We'll start over here. I may lob one or two over there at the 100-yard plate, 80-yard plate. That's asking a lot for a 1 7/8" barrel, shooting 158 grain 38 Special. You know, you have very little velocity to begin with, and you're going out of such a short barrel. You know, it's kind of hard to get out to that distance within the accuracy, but we'll try it. We'll see what happens. All right, we're going to pull out of the pocket here, and I'm going to see if I can hit anything. And hopefully I'm not as rusty as I'm afraid I am, but let's see what we can do here. Because that red plate is scaring me there. I think he's out to get me. Well, I hope not. Well, I got it. Well, I got him a few times. Took me a little while, though. He might have been able to get to me and hurt me before I got the rounds on him. I don't know. But that's why you have to stay in practice. Because the thing about these guns is they're not easy to shoot. Once you get the hang of them, you know, they're not too bad, but they're not ever going to be long-range guns. They're not ever going to be something you're going to take out for silhouette shooting, you know. Let's see what we can do here. Got 5 more rounds loaded up here. I think I grazed him, didn't I? There we go. So they're not inaccurate guns. You can actually, you know, hit something with these guns. If you do your part, they'll do theirs. Now, there are some limitations to such a short barrel, obviously. You lose a lot of velocity, which you don't have a lot of to begin with when you're shooting, especially 158 grain 38 special. Now, those were 110 grain critical defense. So they've got a little bit more velocity. These 158 grainers here, they're slow out of a 4-inch barrel or 6-inch barrel, so they're really slow out of this. But, you know, why don't we try over it? Why don't we just see if we can hit this plate out here at 100 yards? It might be a futile gesture. It might be a waste of time, but I'm good at wasting time. So let's see what we can do. All right. How much am I going to have to hold up? No, I didn't even see that one. I believe I hit him. Boy, I sure did lob that one in. I was holding up well above the target there. Took forever to get there too. I don't know if you could tell just how long that was. It seemed like an eternity. I was about ready to fire again because I thought I'd missed. No. Woo! That's asking a lot right there. That is asking a lot of this little gun. It was not designed for shooting at 100 yards. If you're thinking about picking one of these up because you thought you'd shoot at 100-yard targets, don't do it. If that's what you want the gun for, there are better options than the 642. Smitty's a great guy, great gun, but he has his limitations. But I'm gonna try one more time, see if I can hit it again. I can't see where these are going. No idea. There we go. Needed to hold a little bit more to the left, I guess is what it was. I mean, I can hear it hitting the plate, but the plate's not even moving, I'm sure. It's just like barely hitting it at all. I would bet if I went down there, the bullets are not even deformed. I could probably reload those rounds. Well, how many I got left here? Well, none, that was all of them. All right, I'm gonna try this one out at 80 yards. This is actually even my bigger challenge, I believe. Well, I don't know. You know, usually the 80-yard plate's harder to hit than a 100-yard because it's so much smaller. It's only a 12-inch versus a 24-inch, but that extra distance makes it even harder with these slow-moving 38 specials. 80 yards is a little bit more realistic, not really realistic, but a little more realistic than the 100. So let's see. Maybe I can hit that. No, didn't see it either. I cannot tell where I'm going. Let's bring her down a little bit and see what happens. I can't even see where I'm going. One more time. Believe it or not, I have actually hit that 80-yard plate with this gun. There are guns that I have a harder time hitting the plate with this one than this one. One more time, let's see. I'm gonna aim a little up, see if I can see what happens. I saw that. All right. Well, I saw the one go low, but I couldn't tell the rest of them if I was getting it where it needed to be. Kind of hard to walk it in when you're not seeing any dust pop up or anything. So I'm going to stop wasting ammo on that 80-yard target. Asking more of the gun than I should, asking more of myself than I should because I know I'm not that good. But let's see if we can go 35. Maybe I can hit that one. I pulled that one up. I don't know what those last two. The one I know I pulled. trying to hold a little bit to the right. Noticing that target that I shot earlier, they were going a little bit high and right, so I've been trying to hold a little bit low left. But maybe I don't need to. Well, I know I got her once, but not sure where it's going exactly. But I hadn't hit that cowboy, so we're definitely going to have to do that. Getting down here around 20 yards, a little over. Maybe a little more realistic now. Well, he just swung around. I'm going too high. That's what it was. Holding too high, I need to take a lower hold. I need to take a little lower hold. I meant to adjust the sights before I came out here, but I ain't got a file with me now, so I'm just going to have to do the best I can with some Kentucky windage. A little too low there. I had the range a little bit better that time. These guns originally were released in 1990 on the original J-frame size frame, and they were made for about 3 years and discontinued. And then in '96, when they came back out with the Magnum frames in the J-frames, the J Magnum frames, when they started chambering like the Model 60s and the 357, they also upgraded all of the J-frames to the Magnum frame, and they came back out with the 642 at that time. It is rated for plus P, so you can shoot plus P in it. And they've been made constantly since 1996 now. And this is a 642-2, and that means, if you're not familiar, it's got the key lock on there. I don't know if you can see that or not. That key lock there that everybody hates so much, the 642-2 has that. Most of the ones they produce now are 642-2, but you can still find the 641-1. They still make those in limited numbers without the key lock. This is one of the few models they actually will make without a key lock now. But this one has the lock on it. It's never been an issue. I've never used it. Not sure even where the key is for it, but it's never caused me any problem whatsoever. And so I'm not going to bother it, and I'm assuming it's not going to bother me. So let's do a little bit more shooting here, and then I'm going to let you go. I don't want to make a super long video with a gun you've seen 100 times. So. Well, he didn't. This is just kind of grazed him though. All these little ones. That was 5 apparently. Where was it? No, I had one that didn't go off there. Like a light primer strike. It looks like a decent primer hit. Let me try one more time with this one, see if it goes off this time. There we go. That primer just didn't want to go off for some reason. Sometimes these hand loads are like that. But I've had factory loads do the same thing, so. All right, I'm gonna try them little plates. If I hit these, I'll try out that 80-yard plate one more time. Look at there, dead center. Oh, I won't ever get this one with it. All right, I gotta try 5 more with that little one. I may just have to give up on it though. May have to give up on it. I'm stubborn though. I can't just give up without hitting it. 5 more. I have aimed everywhere I can think of. There we go. That's all she wrote. All right. 5 more rounds and I'm going to be done. I'm going to try out here at the long range one more time. It's just fun to challenge yourself sometimes, I guess. All right, here we go. There we go. Got the red plate. 2 rounds left. Can I hit that 100-yard plate with one of these rounds? I really do not know. Oh me. Apparently not. Ain't in on a miss. I don't even know why I tell you I'm gonna shoot a certain number of rounds, because it's never what happens. Because I always miss and then have to keep shooting. I saw that one go. There we go. 1 round left. I wonder, can I hit the cowboy with 1 round? There we go. And I am done. That's enough for me. With Smitty here, I actually shot a little bit better today. So you'll actually get to see this one. I'm not ashamed of myself. Or Smitty, it wasn't my fault, it was Smitty's fault. But I'm fairly pleased with how I shot. I've done better with him. But considering how little I practiced over the last few months, I'm surprised I wasn't a lot more rusty than I was. So, guys, appreciate y'all coming out. But before we go, if you would, check out the description. There is a link there for the GOA for a discounted membership. That way you can join up, become a member, and help support the fight for our gun rights. There's also a link there for the TFA, the Tennessee Firearms Association. If you live in Tennessee, I would urge you to join the TFA as well. We've got the annual meeting just coming up this weekend, September the 3rd, this Saturday in Lebanon, Tennessee. We're going to raise funds there. Got an auction. We've got several guns up for the auction at the TFA meeting there. Vendors will be there. Be a great time. And you can come out and support the TFA and the fight for our rights here in the state of Tennessee. Guys, I appreciate y'all coming out. Y'all take care of yourself. God bless you. We'll see you next time.